Mr. Speaker, I'm honored to host this special order during National Agriculture Month on the strength of American agriculture. I'm inspired by the American farmers, ranchers, and agriculture producers who feed, fuel, and clothe not only this country but the entire world. I grew up on a farm south of Quinter, Kansas that my parents and brothers still operate. Growing up there meant that I spent thousands of hours on a tractor, working in fields, and on a horseback doctoring sick cattle in the family feed yard. Those hours turned into love of country and lessons about the values of hard work, creativity, flexibility, and putting others before ourselves. My district, the Big First of Kansas, is home to more than 60,000 farms where farmers, ranchers, feedlot managers, ethanol producers, ag lenders, and agribusiness owners ensure that America remains the most food-secure country in the world. As Congress becomes increasingly urban, the distance from farm to fork has never been greater. And since America's national security depends in large part on our food security, we need strong voices for agriculture in this Congress, which is why I'm honored to serve on the House Agriculture Committee and to host this special order tonight. If Congress is going to legislate effectively on matters relating to agriculture, Congress must first understand the agricultural perspectives of America. There's something about being in the middle of the country where farmers pray for rain, parents drive 30 miles both ways to just take their kids to school, and communities shrink and grow with oil and gas prices that gives you a greater perspective. House Ag Committee Republican leader G.T. Thompson and I just returned from a trip to my district. While there, we saw an American heartland infused with both the innovative energy that creates new ideas and the love of tradition that respects tried and true methods. We saw the USDA National Bio and Agri-Defense Facility that will take American agriculture into the future. And we met with the family who owns and operates Brookover Feed Yards, one of the first feedlots in Kansas. We also saw oil production, ag lending, ethanol production, wheat innovation, and the next generation of leaders in the food and agriculture departments at Kansas State University. I look forward to celebrating the culmination of National Ag Month with my colleagues here tonight as we celebrate the force, passion, and the strength of American agriculture. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank everyone who spoke today for helping Congress understand an agriculture perspective. As Dwight Eisenhower, who is from my state, from my district, said, farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from a cornfield. Today, it felt like members who spoke on this floor brought the farm a little closer to Capitol Hill, and for that, I thank them. Congress uses the reauthorization of the Farm Bill every 5 years to determine the nature of our support for the men and women who feed, fuel, and clothe the world. America's food security is so important because it determines the strength of our national security. We will never be a secure country if we have to rely on other countries to feed ourselves. Because of the tenacity of the American farmer, we are the most food secure country in the world, and I will do everything in my power to keep it that way. As Congress determines how we will support farmers, ranchers, and agriculture producers in the 2023 Farm Bill, I encourage members to imagine how different their lives would be without healthy American agriculture. From the food on our tables, to the fuel in our cars, to the fibers in our clothing, to the roofs over our head, agriculture is all around us, and we tend to take it for granted. Well, it isn't granted. It is gifted. Every day, American farmers, ranchers, and agriculture producers give us the gift of our quality of life in this country. Our comforts come from the sweat of their brows. The least this Congress can do is support their efforts wholeheartedly with a strong, thoughtful 2023 Farm Bill and related legislation. The future of America depends on it. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back.